Hello students, welcome to my channel Maths with Panu. Today we will discuss how we can find the limit of a function. So students, we have two type of functions in the chapter of limits. First of all, some algebraic functions and the second one is trigonometrical functions. Today we will discuss about the limits of algebraic functions. So first of all, we study here the method of direct substitution. For example, suppose that we take an example like limit x tends to 1. Students, the sign of arrow shows that the value of x is approaching to 1, near about 1. Okay, and we have the function, suppose that x plus 13. Now, direct substitution is that method when we put the limit of x in this function, like when we put 1 in the place of x, then we get 1 plus 13 is equal to 14. Okay, and suppose that we have the functions like limit x tends to 2 and we have the function x square minus 4 upon x plus 2. Okay, or you can say that x minus 2. Suppose we have any type of function. If we put this value in this function directly, then you get 2 the square minus 4 and 2 minus 2. In this way, we get 4 minus 4 and 2 minus 2. We get 0 by 0. Okay. So students, this is an undetermined form. Means we cannot define its value properly. So, to overcome this problem, we have to factorize this equation like that. First of all, we have to write the limit x tends to 2, and after that we have to make the factors of x square minus 4. So first of all, you write here the 4. In the place of 4, you can write here 2 the square, and after that when we solving this equation a square minus b square, then we get a minus b and a plus b, and in the denominator we write the same function and we write here the limit x tends to 2. Okay, so by cancelling x minus 2, we get here limit x tends to 2 and we write here x plus 2. I repeat my formula that I had used. A square minus b square is equal to a minus b, a plus b. Okay, the value of a is x and the value of b is 2. I repeat this time. We use the identity that a minus b, a plus b, and by cancelling x minus 2 from the numerator and denominator, you are left with only x plus 2. So after putting the value of x, that is also 2, and 2 plus 2, we get our finite answer, that is equal to 4. Okay, so these are two methods. First one is that when we put our limit directly in our question, and if we put the limit x tends to 1 in x plus 13, you get 14 directly. And if you have indeterminate form like 0 by 0, infinity by infinities, and some in some other form, then you have to factorize it in this way by using the identities or by splitting the middle term if you have a quadratic equation, or if you have any other method, if you have the cubic equation also, so you must have to factorize it to solve this equation. Okay, now we are moving on our next method, that is of rationalizing a function when we are given the function in the square root. Okay students, so first of all we can see this question. Suppose that you have the question like limit you have x tends to 0 and square root of 1 plus x minus 1 upon x. So how we can solve it? We can't factorize it, and also we can't put the value directly 0, because you can see that 1 plus 0 is 1, and square root of 1 is also 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0, and in the denominator when you put the value of x is 0, then again you find the indeterminate form. To overcome this problem, we have to rationalize this function, and for rationalizing it, we have to write here square root of 1 plus x plus 1, and in the denominator also square root of 1 plus x plus 1. Okay, and you can see here we use the formula, we write the square root only for x plus 1. Yes, we have to use the formula here, a minus b and a plus b. Okay, then what is the formula? That is a square minus b square. What is a here in your question? Square root of 1 plus x is standing for a, and for the b you can see here 1. So in the denominator you write the terms as it is, and after cancelling square root by 2 you get 1 plus x minus 1 upon x, and you can write 1 plus x plus 1. After cancelling 1 by 1 and x by x, you are left with the function 1 plus x plus 1. Okay, after putting the limit, you get the answer that 1 upon square root of 1 plus 0 plus 1. So 1 plus 0 is 1, and you can see that square root of 1 is 1, and after that you can write here the square root of 1 is 1 and 1 plus 1 is 2. Then you get your answer, that is equal to 1 by 2. So this is the third method of your algebraic functions, that of rationalizing. Now we move on our next method, and we can see this formula like limit x tends to 0 and x tends to a, and if you have the function x to the power n minus a to the power n upon x minus a, that is equal to n a to the power n minus 1. Okay, now how we can use this formula? So for this we can see an example, here we have the limit x tends to 1, and we have the function x to the power 15 minus 1 over x minus 1. Okay students, so you can write here 1 in this way, and you can write here the power of 1 is also 15, because when we multiply 1 up to 15 times, then we get the same number. And you can see here 15 is standing for n. If we compare the formula with our questions, then we get the value of n is 15 and the value of a is 1. Okay, means the value of n is 15 and the value of a is 1. So you can put this value in this formula and you get the answer. The 15 is placed for n and 1 is placed for a, and you get your answer, that is equal to 15 and 1 to the power 14, and we get here 1 again. So 15 multiply 1, you get 15. So students, these are some 4 methods of algebraic functions, the limit of algebraic functions. Now we should move on the how we can find the limit of trigonometrical functions. So here we have the 2 or 3 formulas. You can see here, if we apply limit x tends to 0, and we can write here sine ax upon x. Okay, suppose that we have not write here a, means you can say that theta, if we have sine x over x and limit x tends to 0, then the value of this function is 1. Okay, and the next formula is same for tan x. If we have tan x upon x and limit x tends to 0, then also we have the answer 1. And also for the third formula, we have the limit 1 when we have the question formula of cos x, limit x tends to 0. And for the fourth formula, we have 1 minus cos x upon x is equal to 0. Suppose that we have the question sine 5x upon x and we have to find the limit. Okay, so we should multiply by 5 because to complete our angle, because this angle should be completed when we apply the formula. Sine 5x means we have the denominator also 5x. So you can multiply and divide by 5, and after that you have the limit of this function is 1, and multiply 1 by 5, we get 5. Okay, so students, this is some trigonometrical formulas that should we have to apply for solving the trigonometrical functions, and we will discuss our next questions in my next video. Thank you so much.